Alphonse Ribeiro, born September 21st, 71, was born in New York City in the Riverdale neighborhood of the Bronx to parents of Trini descent. His paternal grandfather was Albert Ribeiro, a Calypsonian known as Lord Hummingbird. Alfonso began his career at 8. He debuted on the PBS show Oi Ollie after getting the starring role in the Broadway musical The Tap Dance Kid. Ribeiro was spotted by Michael Jackson, who cast him in one of the singer's many Pepsi commercials of that decade. At the age of 10, Ribeiro dabbled as a musician, releasing singles such as Dance Baby, Not Too Young to Fall in Love, Sneak Away With Me, and Time Bomb. It was about this time that he was cast on the long-running series Silver Spoons. He attended California State University after the end of the series and was later cast as Carlton Banks on the popular series The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Willard Carroll Smith II. He grew up in West Philadelphia's Winfield neighborhood and was raised Baptist. He attended Our Lady of Lourdes, a private Catholic elementary school in Philadelphia.
That's a private school!
He started rapping at the age 12. He graduated with the class of 86 from Overbrook High School in Philadelphia. It was that same year Philadelphia-based Word Records released their first single, Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble. Smith became known for his light-hearted storytelling and profanity-free battle raps. In 1989, Smith and his DJ Jazzy Jeff boycotted the Grammy Awards after learning that the presentation of the award for the new category of Best Rap Performance wouldn't be televised. Smith and Jeff were nominated and ultimately won the Grammy for Parents Just Don't Understand. At 22, he won the lead role in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, about a high schooler prone to fights whose mother sends him to live with his wealthy uncle and aunt in California. Shortly before he was cast, Smith was arrested in relation to an alleged assault on his record promoter, William Hendricks. He was charged with aggravated assault, criminal conspiracy, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person, but all charges were later dismissed. Fast forward and we're in LA. Anytime Will doubted Carlton, he would show he could do anything that Will could do.
Anything y'all could do, I also could do, but I could also do it better.
Will and Jazz witnessed Carlton in his glee club singing, "She's a brick house." Ain't nothing wrong with that. He's teaching those white boys some funk, and Jazz and Will start teasing him over it. Will makes a bet that Carlton can't last a week in Compton, where Jazz is from. However, Carlton gets thrown to the lions, and he came out to alpha. Will and Jazz return from getting food.
I just feel like I'm tossing them to the lions or something.
They discover Carlton is now C-Note, helping Debo and Joanna Man with financial troubles. C-Note is a more gangster name than Prince, and clearly the Migos got their drip from C-Note. C-Note and his niggas are gonna go sell some Gucci bags down at MacArthur Park later on tonight.
Yeah, our squad's gonna sell some Gucci bags. It's a sales bonanza.
Will tries to make Carlton leave, but Carlton refuses to go, wanting to win the bet so he can prove himself to Will.
Not man enough to swing with the brothers?
And Will finally shut the fuck up with the insults. Will's pussy ass tells Uncle Phil and Viv about the situation. Then Will lies to Carlton and convinces him that Jeffrey, the butler, has been injured in an accident in order to help Carlton and not look like a pussy ass nigga in front of his friends. After Vivian shows up, the crew is cheesed that Will told on Carlton and start insulting him for being a snitch and a sellout, as Will becomes offended by the comments, now realizing that he makes Carlton feel the same way. Will would always make fun of him for being short, not being hood enough.
I'll have peanut butter. Do you have any peanut butter?
One kind only.
Not being black enough. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
It's like let him go,
Right.
Carlton knows that he proved he can adapt to his environment.
Starting my own business. Yo, I can get $20 for this China dog.
Carlton wasn't playing gangster, he was gangster. And he proved that being black isn't a monolith. As the founding member of the Toronto chapter light-skin delegation, I can concur that black is not in fact a monolith, and there are many types. As they enter their college lives, Will and Carlton are tempted by the prospect of joining the fraternity Phi Beta Gamma. The cousins are hazed in order to prove themselves Carlton is hazed in particular by Top Dog, the fraternity's president. Despite Carlton proving himself up to the task, Top Dog only agrees to let Will in, purely out of prejudice for his wealthy background. Carlton stands up and has the courage to defend his family and his integrity against Top Dog.
You think I'm a sellout. Why? Or maybe it's because I like Barry Manilow.
Carlton is a gentleman and a scholar. When his ex-girlfriend Cindy showed up with a newborn baby named Carlton Jr., even without a blood test, he was determined to accept his responsibility. Carlton eloped with Cindy to a small-town chapel. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, Will, when Will was taking care of Nikki, his baby cousin, was pretending to be his dad to impress a girl named Melinda. Another example, Will wanted to take the next step in his relationship with his flavor of the week, Monique. But she has old-fashioned ideas about sex before marriage. So Will and Jazz set up a fake wedding. Monique, thinking that they're married, is willing to consummate their marriage, saying Will is a good and honest man. Will follow through on his devious plan? I don't remember. What I do remember is when Carlton lost his virginity. He met Joanne, a beautiful woman on the college campus. They ended up spending the night together, and Carlton lost his virginity. That gave him the confidence he needed to reapply for Princeton. However, Carlton's a playa. It turns out Joanne was married to a man who could help Carlton get into Princeton. She was just using him for a one-night stand. Carlton's a real nigga. Carlton was depressed after he got rejected by a bitch named Paula. Will started dating her. He accidentally slipped this in when Carlton scolded him for trying to take the last piece of cheesecake. Will's a scumbag. Real shit, that's fucked up. Carlton had every right to be pissed off that Will would backstab him like this. They both end up stuck in the pool house, where they're both sick from the flu they got from the same bitch. After Carlton punches Will in his stomach, Will admits his fibs, and Carlton lets him live. But Will's a snaky nigga, that's not the last time. Fast forward to when they're in college, at the apartment. Carlton tells Will he met a girl named Jacqueline, and plans to invite her to the apartment that night for their christening party. Of course, Will fucks everything up as usual, with his dumb friend promoting the party for $25, causing some uninvited guests to steal the TV and a picture when Will refuses to pay them. Jacqueline comes by, shares her dance with Carlton, as Will arrives with their stuff. Will and Jacqueline immediately recognize each other, as Carlton deals with the possibility of losing another love interest to Will. Their landlord ends up evicting them both and left Will on his own. Will really ain't shit. Jackie's bitter because he kept in touch with all the other friends from back home and never stayed in touch with her. Old big balloon forehead having ass bitch. She offers him a job to the campus store. In any metric you could consider, Carlton's a real nigga. When the two head off to the ATM late at night, and Will takes out 60, even though he knew that the lamp cost 80, he's wasting time dilly-dallying, pussyfooting around, trying to trick Carlton into taking the 60. Carlton takes the money and says that he'll get the rest from Will's wages at the Peacock. If Will just took out the 80, perhaps they wouldn't have been confronted by a robber who threatens them with a gun. Carlton gets out of the way, which results in Will getting shot. Carlton goes to see Will in the hospital, and he's upset, he's angered, that no one is taking this seriously, since the police will never find the shooter, and if they do, he'll be out on the streets in 6 months. He's right. They never found the shooter. Will sees that Carlton is strapped. Carlton says they can't depend on the justice system anymore, as it has failed them. But Will tells him to run away from his problems, like he did after he got his ass beat in Philly. We see in every opening credits. Carlton gives the strap to Will and says he can keep it because he owes him. Puts the gun on the bed and leaves, like a G, leaving Will to open the chamber to see if it's loaded. Bullets fall out, and Will starts crying like a little bitch. Alfonso is the current host of ABC's America's Funniest Home Videos. Ribeiro won season 19 of Dancing with the Stars, then later became the co-host alongside old big balloon forehead having ass bitch, Jackie. Starting from season 31, Ribeiro has served as the main host of Dancing with the Stars alongside his co-host, beginning with season 32 in 2023. Ribeiro married Angela Unkrich. The two live in Los Angeles, and have 3 children. He has 1 more child from his previous marriage, which means Carlton has a nice family with 4 kids and a loving wife. Will Smith has a wife who constantly cheats on him and admits it publicly. Smith and his wife, Jada, have expressed unconventional practices in their marriage, jokingly calling their commitment bad marriage for life. Both he and Pinkett have admitted extramarital relationships and believing in the freedom to pursue them. Smith has said he wanted a polyamorous relationship with actress Halle Berry and ballerina Misty Copeland, but ultimately abandoned the idea after therapy. Pinkett stated that she and Smith had been separated since 2016, though they have no intention to legally divorce. In conclusion, it looks like Carlton won. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry.
You know those? What?